Throw Gang, we are joined by the wife pleaser prince, Lawrence Schlossman, and
Hello.
myself, the Sultan of Sweat, James Harris. I had to go into a deli today, literally just like walk around in the AC and like had my shirt like up in my armpits, just like titties out when I was getting these beers. Welcome to the weekly running of the boys. With today's full episode only available on patreon.com/throwingfits. Lawrence, you're off the mic. How was your week, buddy?
It's great, dude. Making a lot of progress on this live show. Limited quantities are available.
Yeah.
Couple tickets left.
There's only a few left, so if you're on the fucking fence,
Yeah.
get your ass in high gear. We booked an opener.
Yeah, we did. Working on a second opener.
Which is the first opener more famous than us.
Yeah. Well, let's leave it at that. We don't want to do anything because the reveal will be really funny.
Yeah. We might this show might the live show might have a happy ending, it might have a happy beginning.
My favorite thing about working on that show is it reminds me of, because obviously, as we've stated before, we're doing some skits, some gags, some presentations. It reminds me of being in the Fashion Bros writers' room.
No, really?
Yeah.
No.
Remember those sessions, dude? That creative energy, how palpable it was.
Oh, just me and you at 8 p.m. Just be like, whatever the fuck, we'll get us out of here so we can just say we're done.
Yeah,
and
but
then not getting paid
but
more.
we wrote like every show there was like a written monologue, a scripted monologue, and then like
true.
At least one scripted segment after or in between roasting underage children.
Yeah. If you think you're getting cyberbullied, just shut your eyes.
Yeah.
I was surprised at how quickly we did kind of bang out what is actually, I genuinely say this, and I wouldn't say this if I didn't mean it. It was like, should be a fun fucking time. Mainly, and like we were like strategic. It's like, yo, because the audience, like, they're going to come in here. We're going to like call up volunteers.
Yeah.
We got Chuck a wireless mic so he can do fucking,
Absolutely.
running it back and forth like Sally Jesse Raphael.
Or I was going to say or like a Q&A at Angelica. No, I'm excited. It's going to be super fun. It's going to be different than what we do every week. So there's, I guess, still a bit of nerves there. But my thing is that if this slaps and we could like take this, I don't want to go on the road. By the way, I'm not even like, I don't want to be like a live performer.
No.
I want to like host hangouts and events and
yeah, I don't want to go. I don't want to like
be shit faced.
I don't want to travel just for like podding. If you can make it into like a bigger thing, then,
Yeah.
for sure. Like, I mean, my dream is to be the fucking Jimmy and Larry do Anthony Bourdain shit.
Right.
Without
That's different.
Without the sad ending, you know.
Yeah.
Or happy, depending on who you ask, I guess.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the documentary. No spoilers.
No spoilers. No spoilers. But yeah, anyway, a couple tickets left. Cop that. There's links all over our social media. The easiest way is probably in our link tree in our Instagram bio. Yeah, just if like James said, if you're on the fucking fence, you're gonna miss
Act
out.
now, forever hold your fucking dick in your hand.
Yeah, forever hold this L. So yeah, we're excited to see all you guys in Gowanus on 9/8. Doors at 7.
September 8th, 3 days before the 20th anniversary of 9/11. All right, before we get into visiting Frank Ocean's jewelry shop, Larry wingmanning for me.
Yeah,
in the DMs.
quite effectively, if I might add.
Well, we're not there yet. Ink's not wet. Nothing's wet. And the return of smacked wedding season. Let's get into a fit check.
Yeah, you want to start us off, buddy?
Sure. I'm wearing Anonymousism socks. My favorite, this like marled purple.
Yeah, those are
which
good.
is this what I was referencing, by the way, when we were talking purple the other day. These are the when I was like, yo, my favorite.
When we were
socks.
talking socks, we had a little
shop
talk.
Yeah.
Shop sock talk.
Okay. Moving on up, the trusty Legace Workshop Stussy shorts on the fucking hottest day of the year.
Yeah, it's fucking scorching.
Hanes boxers.
It's a hot one.
Engineer Garments white tee that I got for like $2.
You're telling me an engineer made this garment?
You did contribute to that meme. That was
You're
your
welcome.
one of the month. So
I mean, that's
thank you
also
for that.
just like a joke I've made on Twitter before that, if I will admit, is quite good.
I think Dye Workwear, that's his joke.
Bro, that's my joke.
Okay, buddy. Don't be a fucking joke claimer. Don't be a joke claimer over here.
His joke that I wish I'd come up with is telling me a horse bit these loafers. That's good.
Okay. All right.
Arguably better.
And then Fantasy Explosion with the hat up top. Mad replies when I posted this.
What year is that from?
It's not like a year. It's just like pen.
No, I know, but like what?
I have no idea.
90s or something?
He got like a bunch of them. So if you like it and if you saw it on IG or seen it here, like he still has some.
Do you hit pen balls?
I just get whatever's like available.
Whatever juicy
Yeah, no,
tubie?
I do have two juicy tubies of pen balls up there.
I love that
give a
crack,
fuck.
dude. Love cracking a tube with the boys.
And then just huffing it.
Yeah. Smells great.
Yo, speaking of the live show and
Yeah.
tennis and shit, I had 2 very fire tickets to the U.S. Open.
September 8th.
The quarterfinals, the night session.
Men's?
Well, you see one men's match, one women's match.
got it.
So quarterfinals, you're guaranteed to see somebody fucking, top 5 at least.
Yeah.
Right?
This is probably the combined sport we love to watch the most. I know you play a lot more tennis than me. I don't really hit,
Which is
but I
right?
love. I mean, I'm a Fed head, and obviously he has since pulled out.
Well, that's the thing is that I'm a little
at least the year's worth of
selfishly a little
surgery,
glad that
but-
like the men's side and the women's side is like kind of fucking ass right now because
Well, no Nadal, no Serena, no Federer, but I guess
no
Djokovic.
Venus.
Well, I guess Djokovic is going to steamroll and then get his. Damn, will that be 20? That'll tie him for first.
So I'm like,
Damn.
So I was like kind of upset. Luckily, I was like able to sell them
Fuck
at
the
face value to a
Joker.
friend, but. Yeah, fuck the Joker. He got all weird when he changed his diet and shit. I used to like him.
Really?
But
He was
but then
never
got-
likable, in my opinion.
When he was the Joker, when he was Kanye West, I liked him. Then when he got fucking serious and like started like getting all like weird.
Well, he did like his rehabilitation, like his public image rehabilitation tour, because like he realized that like even
He's like,
though
"Wait,
he was
I'm good."
he was as good as the big two, and arguably now is going to be like the GOAT. He was like, people don't like me. He was just not a likable guy.
Well, I think he wasn't taken seriously because he was
Really?
a fucking goofball.
I mean, he was fucking good, bro.
This is before he was like good. Anyway, yeah. So I had to fucking sacrifice the U.S. Open tickets.
Well, thank
You're
you
welcome.
again. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your service getting the beers. I mean, we look at this fucking guy, ladies
Put in
and
work. I
gentlemen.
sent an email today on
real,
our behalf.
real team fucking
Sent out
player.
2 emails today on our behalf.
Yeah.
You're welcome. I don't know if I've started speaking for you more on email because I'm like,
What do you mean? And you always speak for us.
I don't. Again, we talked about this with the beep, from last week where I was like, I didn't like that you didn't run the decision by me.
I was just thinking of like a pun
What?
of no, like rowing blazers,
Okay.
but whatever.
Good pun.
Whack, gargle my balls, son.
In front of the paywall. All right. Yeah. Complete fit check, and then drinking Modelos with the fellows. And Hanes boxers on the ass.
Nice. I wore a pair of Adidas Sambas here, the OG white and collegiate green, and I have a bone to pick with
Oh.
Flight Club.
Samba talk.
Got the Sambas, tore into the fucking package like a kid on Christmas morning, cut all the tags off, put them on feet, and immediately I noticed that both toes, like that like gray suede area, have these like what I imagine are like glue stains from like just the packaging, like sitting in the box. And
Okay.
so they came from
Is Flight Club are all the resale stores they saran wrap their shit
no,
or just the display models?
no, that's just the display models. These were like some dude. I bought them from some dude in Hong Kong. They went to whatever Flight Club headquarters in New York. They put their tags on. They make sure it's real and they send it to me. But like, I'm surprised I didn't like notice this pretty glaring error. With that said, you can't return them when the tags are
tags.
cut. Once the tags have been popped. So obviously, hand up, that's on me. But it's like, yo, when whatever fucking genius was inspecting the validity of these sneakers, they didn't notice these fucking.
What do you think?
streaks.
What do you think the like qualifications are for being a validator at a StockX or a Flight
Well, I
Club?
remember seeing a presentation that leaked about like how you become an authenticator, I think is the term, at like StockX, and it's literally like a 10-slide presentation, and it's like, all right, you passed. And
Yeah.
like and this is what the Real ran into these issues as well, where it's like
Yo.
the marketing is all about the authentication, but like
Shout out the Real, the Bag Real too.
but yeah, your boys and girls at the Real. But I think the whole issue there is that like it's all marketing and it's like it's smoke and mirrors, and like those motherfuckers don't actually know what they're doing, which is which is how you get fake bags and how you get fucking glue stained Sambas.
But these are real Sambas. These are the real
I
deal. No
hope-
one's
I
out here
hope they're-
fucking. No one's out here capping on Sambas.
No, they are. I think they're real, and they are absolutely fucking cooked.
Are they fried?
Out the
Like,
fucking not. Well,
you know-
so here's my thing, right? I was so excited to get them, and I waited a long time. You can't wait till I'm done fucking monologuing.
You can multitask. I believe in you. Can you pop
I mean-
it, please? That's be the opener.
Yeah, please pop your own fucking Modelo.
This is the
fellow.
one thing you had to do this week is open my beer. You couldn't even do that.
like fucking Jeeves over here, like goddamn Alfred. Anyway, there was so now that I couldn't return them, right, and I wasn't gonna like flip them to some other poor bastard and like
How much
you
did
know,
you pay for these?
Oh, it wasn't that expensive.
Like 120?
No, I think like all in with the shipping, like 180. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, look, yo, it's more than I want to pay for Sambas, but to get that good old Hunter green, dude, that collegiate green,
The
you got
glue, with the glue marks.
you
that
got
glue.
You got to pay the cost to get the glue. My question for you is like, when you get something and it is like, not I guess get it, but if you have something that you've worn and it gets a little fucked up, like we always say, like, oh, like wear your shit and it adds character, but like truth be told, like it really bothers me when shit is not
Is it like one of those like things that like a worm just eating your
Yes,
brain? Like
exactly.
you can't get it out.
Yeah.
You're just like everyone sees what I see.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna wear these into the ground, and now I've worn them. Maybe this is like the third time.
Until you start to like Reebok or something, right?
Right, sure. But like this is only the third time, and it is like it's noticeable, and it like bothers me, and I'm kind of mad at myself for not being able to just like move past it.
I mean, I guess when you buy things on resale, which I definitely buy shit off Grailed, not that often now, not eBay, not like anything
Like
like
you're
that.
talking about a used thing.
Yeah,
Because resell, like from a sneaker place,
Yes,
the expectation
used,
is it's
right.
new.
I've never bought sneakers off a resale site. I don't think
sold
so.
Quite a few though.
Yeah, all the time.
Shout out all the plugs.
Wait like 30 seconds before we're behind the paywall.
But like if you
And then we'll name every model.
But like
and
okay,
push
so,
our links.
so this like this engineered fucking T-shirt, right?
Okay, so
Let's say you got like a little stain on it. It wasn't like your
if it's my doing.
Dudley broing a table where you get a fucking marinara like a deluge, a tidal wave of marinara sauce.
Jeff Hardy for the top rope.
But like if you got like like a little fucking cigarette ash
if it's
burn
my
or
thing,
something.
if it's my thing, okay, so I have like this is crazy. This is crazy.
This is crazy.
I have tiers of T-shirts, right? And it's kind of like
T tiers.
yeah, T tiers. It's by the drawer in my like dresser,
Right.
So the top two, that's fucking S tier. And then there's times where it's either like it gets too fucked up, or it gets I'm over it, or whatever. Like, or I just like I haven't worn this in so long, but I still want to wear it like around the house.
Sure.
Or it's maybe like a Palace tee, right? I'm not gonna be out here wearing a fucking Palace tee to like a function.
Sure.
But I might I might not even wear it to the bodega, to be honest. So it kind of goes down a dresser or down a drawer, right? If something gets
down a drawer,
and then eventually
it gets bumped.
It gets bumped down. It gets relegated.
Yeah.
That's a Ted Lasso term.
No, I'm aware.
And then eventually it makes
I've
it down.
seen it's a show all about eating pussy. I don't know if you saw that amazing take on Twitter.
No.
Yeah, there were like two fucking blue check idiots were arguing about Ted Lasso. The initial tweet
show
was
that
like
sucks.
like season 2 isn't as good, and they forgot about like what made Ted Lasso good. By the way, I watch Ted Lasso every week with my wife. It is an earnest show. It is corny, but
It's
like
not good.
But like The Office, it gets the job done. It's gonna keep your belly full. Anyway,
It's okay to feel joy,
Yes,
but that doesn't mean
Is
it's
it?
a good. That doesn't mean it's a good show.
right. Sure. And anyway, the follow up.
It's saccharin. It's corn syrup. It's fucking empty calories.
Exactly the follow up to that kind of dubbing of the show to some degree was a woman who was like, the reason you don't like it is because it's a show that empowers women and men eat pussy. And I was just like, okay, this is incredible. You didn't see this? It was going. It's like the most nuclear take of all time.
I think the only words I muted on Twitter ever were Ted Lasso.
Saccharine Ernest show about eating vagina.
All right,
Ted Lasso.
That's
Anyway,
the title.
so you bump them down, you relegate them down a drawer.
And then the last tier is workout tee, right? So like,
oh sure, totally.
yeah. So throughout the years, like I've had like my 4-pins tee.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, 4-pins tee, the rare tee that went relegation down the dressers to the workout tee drawer,
The fourth
but has
layer of
made
hell.
its way back up.
Wow.
What's the opposite of relegation?
Promotion.
Delegation?
No, it's promotion.
Okay,
No,
promotion.
no, that was-
They got promoted into like drawer 4.
Wow. What was
Yeah.
the reasoning there?
Just nostalgia.
Nostalgia, yeah.
It's become like a vintage tee at this point. Like,
It's old, yeah.
yeah, I like when I was. Never mind.
You know what it would be called if you had various levels of jeans? You know what that would be called?
What?
Denim tiers. Oh, baby, this is what you pay
Chef,
for.
slap that motherfucking outro music.
So it
What are you
doesn't.
talking about?
So it doesn't really. I guess my thing is like.
Well, okay.
I want to practice what I preach. It's bothering me with these fucking sambas.
The one thing where I've really noticed
Don't
that,
comment anything about my sneaks being fucked up in the fit pic.
Oh,
Pretend you don't
shit.
see it.
Oh,
I
we're
mean,
gonna do
maybe they don't, and maybe it won't show up in pictures. And maybe I could have not mentioned this at all, and no one would ever know.
yeah, but
I'm
we had
too
to kill.
honest for my own
We had to
good.
kill 10 minutes because not that much happened this week.
totally.
The one thing I'll say is that when you buy stuff at a sample sale or friends and family Nepenthes, because sample sales don't really exist anymore, is production errors.
Yes.
You notice, but you only notice when you like wear it and you're just like, wait, why is this like string not? Oh, it's because like the string. It's a production error, like, and that's why I got this for like $20.
Aren't those called like seconds? I think is sometimes a term. That,
But they didn't
like,
pass quality control,
Yeah.
right? So that's why you get a fucking pair of like South 2 West 8 pants
Sure.
for $40 instead of $400.
Yeah.
Because the fucking drawstring is like flipped in the back and you can't like it's impossible to unflip or whatever.
Yeah.
So, and that's fine. I'll live with that.
Right.
But I'm a throw it on type of guy. You know what I mean?
Very laissez-faire with the jawnz.
Except when it comes to the
All
earrings.
right,
Yeah. Okay. Socks.
Moving on up, Ame Leon Dor socks. Shout out to the fam. The lookbook for Autumn Winter 21 came out yesterday.
Sure.
Today, but
Yeah.
yesterday for listening.
Cardigans and shit. Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll be in that friends and family lookbook
Oh,
with that
all right.
3-peat.
Okay. Cool.
What do you think of the collection?
I don't know.
Did you not?
No.
You didn't peruse?
Not for me. There's one purple cardigan I liked.
Okay, cool.
I perused.
Moving on up, I have on the V1 Throwing Fits Mean Green mesh shorts.
Bro, what's up with your knee?
That's a scar. You never seen that before?
This whole shit?
It's like, I fell off a
Oh.
bike when I was young, and it's kind of shaped like New Jersey, the state, right? You see that?
I don't know about that.
But anyway, you never seen that scar before?
No.
You don't know anything about me.
I don't look at your body.
I fell off. Thank you. Or maybe no, thank you. Because I'm so disgusted by everything about you. I fell off a bike and it was a bunch of like gravel that like got in my knee and
So
it's discolored. Yeah, it's just at this point now.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, put a close up with that and a close up with the Sambas on the Zoom board.
And then working my way up,
Disgusting.
Haynes, shut the fuck up. Haynes Pleaser. Proper Gang camp collar, little throwback.
Oh, you're not wearing the T-shirt that you wore 2 days in a row
whoa,
when we recorded
whoa.
with Rob McMillan in a Mildred barbershop. And then you wore it yesterday when you came over to our office here in my home and we fucking prepped the live show.
I plead the fifth, dude. I plead the fifth. Listen,
Was
man.
it laundry day?
No, it just wasn't. It was just chilling on the back of my office chair, and I was like, it smelled fine, and I was just going to see you and, again, tap into that crackling creative energy and write some
That's
jokes.
true.
So,
The episode was so fire that you're like, yo, maybe it's the shirt.
yeah, maybe it's the shirt. Yeah, the Rob McMillan episode is great. I feel like people are going to be really excited for this.
Yeah.
Real gems,
He's the
real
best.
bars, as always. He is a beautiful man with a beautiful home.
Oh,
Jesus Christ. His apartment was sick.
Inspiring.
Not that I didn't think it was going to not be fire, but I was like, oh, damn, this is fucking lit.
And he lives with his wife.
Shout out Christine.
Shout out Christine. But also Rob, just the consummate fucking host.
The hostess with the mostest. Yeah, we talked about a bunch on the pod. The
it
spread that he had
inspired me to kind of like when I welcome people
to
into my
make fun
home.
of me for wearing a shirt 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
Make
like-
fun of my scars.
Yeah. I was like, oh, maybe I'll be a host and I'll pick up the beer this time.
Dude, what did they say about scars? What's like?
You want to know how I got this D scar?
No,
I'm Kanye West.
something like what does Kanye say? Like seal. I don't hide the scars. I show them. Like seal. Right. Whatever. Anyway,
Sure.
scars represent everywhere that we've been, the pain that
Shout out
we've
Scars
endured,
Pizza.
the events that have made us the men that we have.
You
become
fell off a
today.
bike. But you know what, Master Larry? It's not about what do we do when we fall down.
Master Larry.
I'm doing an Alfred thing.
Oh, okay.
We get back up.
Okay, nice. Okay.
Call back to fucking
To
Alfred
me
the
opening,
Butler.
you asking me to open your beer too.
We get Alfred each other.
Did you ever
is what I'm
fuck with
saying.
Proper Gang? I think the brand
Um,
existed till like 2017.
Were they on? They were on Trebien. They were like heavily represented on Trebien.
The dude that ran Proper Gang, Max something, he succeeded Brendan Babenzian as the supreme design director. I don't know if he's still there, but that was the thing. Brendan left to do Noah full time, and then this guy got the job. And I remember vividly, Complex did an interview with him, and Supreme, and he did an interview. I think he was gassed up. And if I remember correctly, and I guess I do because I said vividly, we got the gag order and we had to take it down. Complex Style had to remove the interview
damn.
because Supreme was like, yo, you can't be, Supreme, it's like you can't give interviews about
was the one
Supreme.
t- the one
you can't put
time-
it in your LinkedIn.
That was the one time Supreme contacted Complex.
yeah, exactly. Besides James Jebbia emailing me
Personally,
personally, which
yeah.
of course I've told many times. And then up top I have the It Ain't Easy being sleazy, courtesy of our boy Isaac, wearing Supreme, Hanes, boxer briefs, rolly on the wrist.
Oh, and the earrings are New York adorned.
Oh, yes, and the earrings, as you know, are New York adorned. And that is a complete fit check. And we're drinking Modelos with the fellows,
Yeah.
obviously. That should be clear.
All right, let's get into, I guess, the main event of this past week, which was kind of a development that occurred over a few days, mainly 2 days. Last Friday
Yeah.
and yesterday, Wednesday, 2 days ago, Wednesday.
last
'cause
night,
You're
yeah.
listening on Friday. So, Nolita Dirtbag, everyone's fucking favorite niche meme account. du
Shout out the
jour.
Dirtbag.
Shout out the guy. He DM'd us when he had 52 followers with a meme about ALD and Noah, and we're like, LOL, thanks,
Sick, bro.
Yeah.
Don't quit your day job.
Yeah. LOL, not following.
Just hustling, bro. Trying to seed memes.
Yeah, and then he fucking went off with the if New York, if Kith had never been a thing, that one crazy.
Yeah, that was a banger.
Man dies in front of ALD store
was huge.
on Mulberry Street.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, oh shit, this guy's got 3K followers. All right, let's fucking follow him, follow his ass.
He is going nuclear, bro.
I was
he might be at 10K when this comes out.
I was in talks with him. I was like,
In talks.
I was. He was like, yo, can I do a meme on the Throwing Fits barbecue? And I was like, yes, but can you please be nice?
Yeah, don't
like,
be
don't
rude.
fucking flame us. Don't be homophobic like some other people that were making comments about the Throwing Fits barbecue.
No comment.
And he went back and forth. And I was like, yo, please don't run that. That's like a little too mean. Please don't. Oh my God. Like, I don't want to fucking.
You're like editing him in real time?
I'm like, bro, come on, that's Throw Gang. Like, and he's like, nah, I'm Throw Gang too. And then he posted like the Wet Bandits.
Oh, right, yes.
Just Throwing Fits, right?
I felt good too because it's a little validation from like the new up and comer, you know?
Yeah, and then he hit me up. He was like, yo, can I pick your brain on some shit? I was like, yeah, can Larry come too? He's like, sure, I guess. Real spit. Whatever. So he suggested The Lot, which is a great fucking bar here in Greenpoint. It's
a true piece of shit.
The Lot Radio. It's like a little fucking dog park where like dogs just like come and piss and shit on rocks and people just like not leave it. But there's a shipping container with a DJ system or and a radio system, and you can like listen to the shit online. It's going 24 hours a day.
Yeah, it's fire.
It's coffee coffee and pastries in the morning, beer and wine at night. A lot of porta potties.
Good natty wine.
Is that your first time there?
No, I've been before.
Okay.
Good natty wine, good beer selection. And when I say it's a piece of shit, I mean that lovingly. Like, it's nothing pretentious and
It's
fancy.
a bunch of chairs and tables. There's like a fire.
And like always like a weird scene, at least a few times that I've been there. And it was absolutely a weird scene when we were there.
So we go there on Friday, fucking 3 p.m. I was a little hungover from a date the night before. And you had a lunch in the area, so you came through on the pity invite. And our guy, Nolita, is fucking cool.
Yeah.
And he was just like picking our brains.
Had people
like,
hit you up and been like, is this you or is this TF adjacent or whatever?
People have always been like, do you know who Nolita Dirtbag is?
Right, of
Before
course.
I even like put him on my IG story, people thought that you were Nolita Dirtbag?
Yeah, a bunch of people had hit me up, and it's very flattering, and I guess because, like...
Do they not know that you don't do any work for
No, I
the
don't.
Throwing Fits meme
No, I don't think-
engine? And so why would they think that you were doing your own shit on the side for no money?
What I would say is I think that most people perceive me to be the leader and face of this podcast,
Which is absolutely incorrect, clearly, because you haven't done... You did the engineered garments pun that you fucking stole from Dye Workwear.
No, I did not steal that. That is mine. But anyway, some people had hit me up about it. I think because, like, it is very much... And, shout out all the fucking fashion meme pages now, but I do think that it is safe to say, like, a lot of this shit was birthed from 4Pins to some degree. So I think that's why people are like... Oh, this feels like, and now
Did I not know that you have a podcast that you do no work on,
No.
and like that's like the
Bro,
actual true child of 4Pins.
you don't need to keep asking questions that we all know the answers to, which is no, of course I don't know that. Anyway, moving on.
You were like, yo, I posted them on my IG stories like, yo, he wants to remain anonymous, which is like, whatever, fair.
Of course.
You were like, yo, do you want to do a race reveal? I'm like, what the fuck? That sounds racist as shit.
No, I was
boy.
gonna be like, well, now people are gonna know he's white. That was all. That was only my point, which is just like, I don't know, if you want to stay anonymous, why not, keep it to the entire gene pool versus just a specific...
Oh, we're getting fucking genetic now? Oh, my God.
It's eugenics, and no, we're not. Anyway, so we're there. We're kicking it.
We
He's
cool. We did have him hide the tattoo, though. We're like, yo, that's an identifying mark.
Right. He's just...
I'm not even going to show you where it is.
He's just a dude, and he's cool, and he's young, and he fucking gets it.
Yeah. Whatever. So we're chilling. Like it turned into like it went from like informational brain picking to a fucking gossip sesh.
Oh, love
where we
little
explain the
goss.
latest beef. What's beef? What the fuck else? We were talking like
Just talking shop.
just talking shit, talking about like the people that comment.
We try to sign him to a 360 deal. We're like, yo, let's add you. Well, I guess the Groms don't know this. We're like, yo, let's put you on the roster, dog.
Yeah, well,
it's like let's find a way to like get some of this. Let's find a way where we can get some of this juice. Speaking of fucking memes and them being created or not created, let's get some of those on the Throwing
I would
Fits
love
page.
to not fucking shoulder the burden of the entire Throwing Fits social media
arm
program. So that'd be great.
Sure.
But what was I gonna say? Yo, so it turned into like just having a bunch of beers. I got a bottle of wine.
This is not the story, by the way. This is just the build-up. This is the context.
Yeah, I got a bottle of wine. It was like 5 o'clock on a Friday. It starts populating with like fucking bike messenger guys
Oh my
with
God,
like
ridiculous.
there's that one dude who had like the
His gooch sweat was out of
he
control.
looked like the math teacher on Rick and Morty. You know
oh,
what I mean?
yeah.
He had like a crazy fucking mullet, but like bald on top, and then he had a tank top on that was clearly
Full
backwards.
titties out. Full
'cause
titties out.
It was a man. All his titties were out, but his back was like covered.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, bro, you're wearing a women's bathing suit, but it's backwards.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Seemed like it by design.
It started filling up with some attractive people.
Yes, totally.
And you went up to buy some beers, another round of Montauk
Mm-hmm.
Summers, and you come back, right? And this very striking woman who was with her homie, like a few tables down from us, but kind of like in the same like row or column as us.
I immediately noticed her because she was in this like silky, like long dress, and then Solomon XT6 like murdered out sneakers, and then also her like full cheek was out
Intentionally.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that was the look.
Like the
right
dress,
because of
like,
how the
went
dress.
up to,
yes.
Yeah.
So the yeeks were noticed.
Yeeks were out. And then you can tell this part of the story because I don't want to fucking perjure myself in any future endeavors.
Right. So I sit back down and we're drinking beers, we're blasting some darts, whatever. We're minding our own business, and from
and setting out the beginnings of a big night, bro.
yeah, exactly. And then from across the lot, we get a hey. We look over all of us because we're all like, oh, who could he be talking to? She goes, I really like your shirt. And you immediately go, oh, thank you. She's like looking at you crazy, and you go, wait, you're talking about me? She goes, no, I'm talking about him. And she points to me, and I am wearing my
I'm not going to say what I was wearing because that would be fucking, I was wearing Gitman Vintage.
No, and that's a cool, you were like, what is that? That snake
It's like a
skin?
snakeskin
camp.
candy.
It wasn't, it's not that you weren't in a bad fit.
Right.
We'll get to the point where I'm wearing an Enter the Night Gallery Oasis Live Forever bootleg, and she,
You and I.
yeah. She goes, oh my God, I love that band and that song. She goes, she points to her thigh. She has, which is out with the yeeks. It has she has a Live Forever tattoo. And she goes, oh my God, that's amazing. Like, who makes
that shirt?
I need that shirt. Who makes that shirt? So I'm like, okay, well, I don't know if it's like available now. It was like a pre-order, and I'm like giving too much information, and I'm just like, okay, well, the brand is called Enter the Night Gallery.
Right.
And she is very thankful for that information. A little bit more small talk happens, and we go back to our separate conversations. And that was last Friday.
They leave. We have like a few more beers. We come home.
And the plot is about to thicken.
I ate a bunch of fried chicken, and
Thanks
then
for that detail.
You texted Nolita and me last night.
Yeah.
And you're like, boys.
Said I got a little spicy.
I got a live
DM.
one.
I think I said, what did I say?
I don't know. I don't know where it is. I don't have that text. But
Oh,
I
okay.
only have the text with me and you.
The chick, I guess, through her
The woman
through her friend, found me on Instagram and sent me a picture of the Delaney promo image because I'm wearing the shirt. And she sent a whole thing, which is like, yo, my friend randomly found out who you were. This is super serendipitous. I'm still trying to track down that shirt. I didn't write down. I clearly fucked up the name of the brand.
Yeah. And you text us to me and Nolita, and you're like, yo. And I was like, Larry, I don't ask you for much.
Right.
Which I don't. And I could have gone harder, but I was like, oh, we got Nolita on the line. Like, if it was just me and you. If it was just me and you.
Oh, you would have been like really like begging me to like.
No. I would have been like, bro, this is all I do for you.
You've been guilt tripping the fuck out of me.
If it was just me and you, or if it was just me, you, and all our best friends behind the table at home, I would have been like, bro, I fucking write every email. I write out every form. I fucking apply for everything. I handle. You know.
Yeah. The least you could do is
I don't ask for much.
Float on my behalf.
But I'm asking for this.
Yeah.
And I forget what I said. And then we start texting directly because, like, obviously Nolita, like, he's cool, but he's not fucking in our circle.
This had then progressed to a point where it's like we need no loose ends here. We need this to be a closed loop. And what was very interesting was that I'm giving her the information of where to get the tea.
Do you have your phone?
Yeah, it's right here. Why am I gonna? Oh, because I can
you
read
had to
like
fucking.
Oh, do you want to like do the whole? All right, let me get it right here.
Well, a little bit. I was just like, yo, this is like 10 o'clock last night.
Yeah, it was a little late. Let me get it.
9:40 p.m. So it was like almost 10 o'clock.
Yeah, so immediately I'm like, oh my God, what's up? The shirt is by Enter the Night Gallery. So she's super happy that happens.
And I'm like, and I was like, yo.
And normally that is where the conversation went down. I'm not going to follow her. There's nothing else to say. That is where the conversation would have ended. If it was just up to me, right? If there was no one else involved.
You go, by the way, we start talking about next week's guest, which is, or 2 weeks from now, Caroline Calloway. Yeah. It's like, what the text message is happening, right? So that's going to be a fucking car crash.
I also kind of hate how, just real quick, like save your, and she promotes the fuck out of every appearance she makes.
Bro,
but like, I'm like,
Go
yo,
ahead.
bro, why? I'm like, yo, you're blowing your load so soon, Caroline. I'm like, can you save the promotion for like when?
On the other hand, on the flip side of that, and I agree with you, but playing devil's advocate here a little bit, I got multiple texts from people being like, oh my God, oh my God, I can't wait. It's like, was like Caroline Cowboy's coming on the podcast. I was like, yes. How do you know that? And they're like, oh, she's like promoting about it, or storying about it right now. And I was like,
and also speaking of fucking blowing razors, I was like, yo, that's her fucking boy. I already expected it to like come up on the podcast, and I'm like, how are we gonna like navigate this? Oh, there you go. You fucking broke your chair.
Broke it.
How are we gonna navigate this? How hard are we gonna go? Should we even relay the beef? And now I'm like, oh shit, what happens if fucking Whack Gargle My Balls son sees the promo and
the founder of Blowing Razors?
Yeah. And is like, oh, fuck these guys, they're dicks, don't do the pod, and yet then all these expectations would be out there that she's already doing it, and then it doesn't happen. It kind of like makes us look like cappers or makes us look bad or
well, no,
whatever.
It makes a certain person look like a fucking control freak.
Yeah,
just
so
making women do whatever he wants. But
so that was fucking annoying. But
that is neither here nor there.
Caroline, can't wait.
You go, by the way, do you really want me to say something to this random beep from the lot?
Oh, come on. No way. Stop it. Oh, fuck. God damn it.
I go, yeah, bitch. I don't know what's
beep.
Yeah, beep. Yeah, ho. I don't know what's the comment so far. Send me a screenshot. And this is where it's like, this is a dynamic that you and I have maybe delved into a little bit, which is you wingmanning for me.
Right.
And
the Annie Hamilton pod is the best example of this.
Which
you didn't even know was happening.
I didn't even know that you were wingmanning for me.
Right.
If anything, I was like, why the fuck are you here?
But-
Can you
but
please leave so that we can go to
I
my
will
bedroom
say
over there?
the people, the throw gang, everyone caught on that, yo, fucking Larry, fucking Iceman. No, not Iceman. Goose was putting in the fucking work on behalf of Maverick.
Okay.
So you
That
might have
one-
missed it, but the fucking people didn't, and that's what matters.
That's fair. And this was
Or is- I don't know if
legitimately,
that
like,
was what
you
matters,
literally are middlemaning because I was like, yo, here's what you say.
You were speaking through me like the Prophet Muhammad.
I put my hand up your ass and I said, Larry, here's what you're gonna say.
Prophet or puppet? That's a good episode title.
Hold on one second. Talk for a second so I can write this down.
Yeah.
Muhammad or Papa.
So yeah, we're gonna get Charlie Hebdo, bro.
Woo!
No, so it was weird for me because,
fuck,
like,
I
yo,
lost it.
listen, am I a charming motherfucker whoever fucking DMs me? Am I like trying to be a man that people who lives to serves and fucking ham it up and like do his best? Yeah. Does it happen a lot with like members of the fairer sex as much as it happens with fucking guys and dudes? No.
How exciting were you to actually like flirt?
Well, it
because I was
wasn't
like,
me.
I was like chirping in your ear. I had the fucking earpiece in, like it was like a punked.
Or it's like the John Hamm Black Mirror pickup artist.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well,
which ends terribly, I believe.
Oh God! All right. Well,
But
hope I don't fuck a pig.
but anyway, so we just decided, and we decided the best way to go about this was, for the most part, was you were going to dictate just exactly what you wanted me to say.
well, were you agreeable to that? Because I was like,
I didn't
yo,
give a fuck.
I fucking alphaed your ass. I took control and I was like, yo, here.
Oh my God, I'm doing
I
you a
don't know why I
favor,
said
bro.
that. I said, yo, I honestly think being super direct is the best way to wingman. My boy over there thinks you're cute type beat.
Right.
And I'm just fucking standing with my fit pics on my IG. We say this all the time. Instagram is the best dating app. And I think that while you may believe that, this might have been your first time truly experiencing this.
Kind
where
of.
Not only not only were you tracked down, which happens all the time,
Fellas.
obviously.
As they said on Ted Lasso, you got to date your wife, but you're right. It is a totally different
You
scenario.
gotta eat your wife's pussy, which is we're gonna talk about that in the Jenna episode later.
No, but I just mean like the way that like my relationship with Jenna and like the way that like we would be flirting on a date night, you're right, is totally different than a stranger in your DMs and you're trying to make a
'cause
good
you'd be
impression, whether it's on behalf of your boy or otherwise.
She's asking for info. You're like, oh, yo, it's enter the night gallery. LOL, peace.
Right, exactly.
Have a great night. So I go, word, and just give her your IG and see if she engages. And I go, I mean,
That's me saying that.
Yeah, that's you. I go, I mean, not literally that. LOL. Let me know when she hits you back. Word. She sends a kind of like generic, like, you know,
We're not going to read her DMs because that's a breach of
the
privacy.
response that you would normally get when someone's like, yo, what pants are those? And you're like, oh, they're these
Right.
pants.
Thank
and people
you.
are like,
Thank
oh,
you.
bet, thank
Yeah,
you.
whatever.
Fire.
Yeah.
So then I tell you to say this.
Because we need to pivot the conversation.
Yeah. And I'm like, yo, I'm done. I'm fucking done playing games.
And
all
I
right?
will say that, yo, honestly, I don't want to sound like we were being misogynistic, but her attractiveness was something that you and the Nolita Dirtbag were like, it was a conversation. Like,
Yeah,
you
she's
guys,
very-
she was
She's very
beautiful.
striking. She seems very cool. Can confirm that she's very cool and very striking.
So you're kind of low-key chomping at the bit.
But I'm also
It's probably not the best term to use.
not at all. You're telling me a bit chomp these loafers? Yo, the horniest summer of all time, we can all agree, big fucking fat L.
Dub.
Absolutely. Cuffing season right around the corner. I think that it's you're playing for playoffs right now, and then September is like playout. You're training right now. September's tryouts. October's cuffing season.
Got it. That's
We're
when
fucking.
that's the
we're there.
postseason.
And I'm, emotionally 20, physically 35. Take the average. I'm 27 and a half.
Pretty
that's
good.
a good age to kind of
Pretty solid. Yeah.
ready to fucking settle
You're in
down.
your prime, low key.
Yeah, I got a
Prime-ish.
yeah.
Something
Prime-ish,
like that.
yeah.
Somewhere in
I
there.
got a nice like textile on the wall.
So what did you? So what did you
So
tell me to tell her?
I was like, yo, done beating around the fucking bush.
Direct.
That's an Oasis song. Yeah. So I go, not gonna lie, my pod co-host who was there with me may have fallen in love with you from across the lot.
Yes.
You say sent.
And then
But you also do you tweak it a little bit?
I tweaked it. I said, also not gonna lie, and then it was the same thing. And then I sent a bunch of crying, laughing emojis,
Okay.
just to cover, just so that I'm not getting canceled somehow in this whole process.
She responds positively. Again, not going to read anyone else's DMs. And then my next message to you, which again, very direct, very fucking, brass tacks here. My message to you to copy and paste over to her is you should hit him up at Dr. Taco to give him the shock of the summer, and so I have a good story to tell when I give a toast at the wedding.
Which I liked, and I appreciated that in both its directness and it's kind of like, LOL, the wedding. We're gonna fall in love, and this is gonna, change your life, whatever.
tell.
I will say that in between the previous message and then that recommendation from you, I had to kind of pivot in that I was talking to her in real time and you were concepting, you were clearly in the lab figuring out. So I pivoted and went right to the sneakers. I almost panicked and was like, okay, I'm out the game. So I started.
Well, actually, now that you say that, it's funny because this is like clearly, I'm actually surprised you just said the Solomon kicks! Exclamation point. With like no setup. I'm like, what? Like, why did you just say the Solomon kicks?
I think she was implying that like, oh, it's like a small world that like, these cool people that would be attracted to each other would be at the lot, and we would be talking about this T-shirt. So I immediately pivoted to what I know best, which is jawnz. And she had a very funny follow-up that I'm not going to read, but acknowledged her kind of ensemble. And we'll go with what some of the highlights of that ensemble were in a self-deprecating manner. And then I was immediately like, listen, okay, we're back. We're still on track here. A fit is a fit, LMAO. And that's when I went in with your closer.
Yeah. And then, lo and behold, it fucking worked. And I don't know if that's like...
Ladies and gentlemen,
I don't know if that's my word
of the jury, I'm innocent.
If that's my Pulitzer Prize-winning wordplay, if that's your delivery and timing...
And
if that's
improv?
your improv, the Solomon kicks. You've been out the game for a minute, bro.
Facts.
Last time you flirted with someone was 15 years ago. It's fucking Bush 2. 9/11 hadn't happened.
It was Operation Desert Shield.
Yeah. It was only 5 years after 9/11.
We had just invaded Afghanistan. And honestly, I will say,
but one of our first DMs was about her sneakers, which was not something that I like. I don't know about the fucking Solomons.
And then I was like, wait, because we had maybe mentioned the Solomons like as like a brief like detail in passing when we were there at the lot. But then I was like, oh damn, now that I've made it seem like James was all about like her fit, I was like then giving you all the details. I was like, Solomon XT6 murdered out. Like in case she goes to you to talk about sneakers, like, you need all the information. You're like, what are those? I don't even know.
So my first DM to her was the Solomon kicks. Nah, but then, so we obviously like our main thing that we connect on is the Oasis team.
Which you're not even a fan of Oasis.
I'm a fan of Oasis. I'm not a fucking head.
Right.
Like I remember.
We're gonna have some great outro music this episode for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember running down my apartment hallway, screaming, "Slowly walking down the hall."
Great.
Faster than a cannonball.
Where were you while we were getting on?
I didn't even know that line.
Someday you. Okay.
All right. We can
anyway.
Fucking, do Wonderwall.
Yeah. Not Champagne Supernova, but yeah,
I know.
Sure.
But so we were talking about the T-shirt, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go for it because you're a very striking.
I will say just real quick the fact that, and part of me was like, okay, James is handsome. Good. Check. That's a W for you. This is a kind of weird way to connect with someone. Kind of an L, but at the same time felt serendipitous, which we're all acknowledging. But then I was like, if she sent through the picture where it's me, you, and Delaney, and she understands who was there at the lot, like we all talked, she probably was like, oh, this guy's like not unattractive. So I was like, I wonder if anything will actually come of this because, you know, she knows what you look like. It's not a blind date thing.
This really is why Instagram is the best fucking dating app. And and thank fucking the lucky stars that I posted a very attractive sweaty selfie
in Sala.
Yeah, Hamdulillah. The day before, which is like, I don't know, maybe that's my new thing now. It's just fucking like sweaty selfies where my hair looks all crazy. Anyway, so we talked about the Oasis tea, and I was like, bro, I was
How'd
ready
she
to
float into your DMs, generally speaking? Just like, LOL.
She was like,
this is
"LOL, what's
crazy."
up? Oh my god, I heard you like my sneakers." And then we started talking about the Oasis tea, and I'm like, all right, you need a fucking like little like hook, right, and a little like thing to just like play on and like have a thing, right? So I was like, all right, our thing is gonna be the Oasis tea, and she's like, I love that shirt. She explained like I stumbled upon your friend because I loved his shirt and I wrote down the name wrong. I was like, yo, I'm about to steal that shirt from him and give it to you. And she was like, yo, I love that shirt. I fucking love Oasis. Excuse me.
Hence the tattoo.
Hence the tattoo. Hence the whole fucking shit. And you were like, yo, I think I have an extra.
Well, you hit me up and you were like,
right?
yo, like you were, not that you were going to get that tea, but I actually, shout out to fucking Night Gallery, shout out the homies. I had that tea. I have another tea version, or that tea. Sorry, mine's an XL. I have a large.
Oh, no. I'm like, yo, I'm going to Homer at the Frank Ocean Jewelry Shop, which we're going to talk about in a second. You're like, yo, buy me something.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, I'll trade you whatever for the Oasis tea. And you go, yo, I actually have a dupe in large.
You fool.
Yeah.
I'm going to be iced out.
Well,
no.
I might be rich, but I'm not Frank Ocean Jewelry rich.
Though, ironically enough, when it's all said and done, I gave that tea to my younger brother. I was turning my apartment inside out looking for this thing.
Looking for the copy.
Looking for the fucking dupe. And I couldn't find it. And then I remember that I'd given it to my brother, who definitely, like, I was like, yo.
I was like, yo, if
he doesn't give a fuck.
I was like, if I buy this T-shirt from you, and let's say you're willing to excel to me, right? Theoretically,
That would have even been weird.
If I buy this T-shirt from you for, let's just say $100, and then I turn around and I'm like, hey, I got this T-shirt for you. Let's go meet up. Does that mean that I just like paid for a date? Like,
kind of.
It got a little bit to the point where
transaction.
I was like, yo, I'm gonna try and find this T-shirt for you, and then can we like get drinks because like I would hand off the tea to you, and again, this was all like a fucking bit, right? It's a mutual bit.
Hold on, we're just. Oh, there it is.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You missed it. There it is.
Fuck you.
It's a fucking mutual bit, and I think that like when you need to like latch onto
content, bro.
You need to
I'll
latch
pay
on,
for content.
You need to latch onto that with like a mutual with a fellow interested party. Like you need to like play upon the fucking mutual bit.
There's a lot of interested parties here.
Me and her.
Or
or
me. I'm looking for content, bro.
When you're like flirting with someone, you need to like latch onto something and like kind of like constantly riff and joke on that one thing.
To say that I don't have skin in the game is wrong, because like I want this to become a thing that we can like talk about and riff on. And obviously,
my girlfriend. You want to talk about my girlfriend on the podcast?
Your girlfriend. Don't talk about my girlfriend. But I am getting the tea from my brother, who I explained the story to, and he was like, "Yeah, sure, I'm not gonna wear it anyway."
Yo, shout out, fucking. Do we say his name on the pod?
Yeah, Doug.
Shout out, Doug. Doug, yeah, I fucking love you, bro. Thank you for rescuing Lawrence from the weed restaurant.
Which ironically I'm getting from him the tea on September 11th.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
20 years later, full circle.
Yeah, exactly.
Young Jimmy fucking gets his revenge on the Taliban.
That's
the episode title.
By paying for a date or not paying for a date.
Well, then,
you will be paying, but
so I was like, hey, like again, I was you know what? I was like, yo, fuck it, I'm gonna be direct. I'm not fucking. Although I did show you the DMs, and you're like, yeah, that's when you should have pulled it back. I was like, that's when I pulled it back. That's when I just like stopped replying, and like went to bed. I did say, hey, what's your number? She gave me the number, and I was like, in parentheses, I was like, yo, by the way, if this whole like T for date thing is feeling too like transactional, like just fucking, I'm like, say less. Like, I'll just give you the T-shirt.
Say less.
So that, and then I immediately texted her so that I could like continue one conversation over text, and then if she wanted to like address the whole like transactional nature of the exchange, and she's like, oh yeah, no, I do have a boyfriend, or oh, and who knows, like maybe she does, right?
Yeah.
But she was very cool, and she's like, no, I want to hang out even if you don't have the T-shirt, but like
he's getting the tea, ladies and gentlemen.
Getting the tea. So so we're gonna meet up hopefully next week.
Look at that,
That's
man.
That's awesome, and yo, thank you.
People helping people. It's what the pod is about. It's male friendship, fucking in action, in real time. It's what you pay for. And look at that. A serendipitous moment with a T-shirt and a beautiful young lass will hopefully culminate in lifelong love, and you will love forever as well as live forever.
Ooh.
That's a little preview to the toast at the wedding.
Yeah, maybe she'll be my Jenna. Speaking of which.
Yeah, okay. We're getting close.
We're getting there.
We're getting close to 20K.
Lady and gentlemen.
To the point where you and I have done like no promotion around this, and it's become, again, if you're not in the Cord and you're a patron, get in the fucking Cord, get the fucking chatting. The Cord has kind of realized that 20K is in our sights.
Yeah.
This will happen within, the next 2 months?
Well, I said it but before the end of October, but it might even be, because here's the thing, if we hit it and then we dip below it, like we're still going to,
if we hit it, then we're booking her and it's happening.
Yo, so fucking Patreon hack, if you guys get your homies to chip in $5, $10, $20 just to hit the goal, and then they want to cancel, which would be terrible, so actually don't do that. But we will honor that fucking, achievement by having Jenna Blackwell on the podcast.
Yes, right, exactly. Not Schlossman. She did. When we could ask her why she didn't take my name, even though that answer will be pretty simple, which is
I cannot wait.
It's disgusting.
Oh my god, wait.
Well, okay,
I'm gonna ask about a prenup. I'm gonna ask about fucking.
There's no prenup. Well, okay. All right. Here's the.
Who want prenup?
So I think the reason the Court is like latching on to this, and of course it was a good goal, and it's something that we've been talking about for a long time.
Spitting fucking distance. I did the math. We need like 100 new patrons.
Yeah.
If everyone does $5,
and the purge is going to come at the end of the month, so I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think like there's going to be some groundswell campaign to make this happen within the next like couple of days, but it could happen in September. With that said,
it's going to happen.
Absolutely. It seems that, and this is where I'm getting a little nervous. It seems that the expectation of the Discord and the best friends and the patrons is that like this is like I'm paying for Larry's funeral.
Yeah.
And when I've mentioned that to
You'll
Jenna,
be delivered by myself and your wife.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you'll be the pallbearers, I guess is what I was looking for. When I have talked to her about this kind of narrative or this narrative that's bubbling, her reaction has been very interesting where she's like, "Well, no, cuz that's about you." And she's like, "This is about me." So I wonder what kind of content we're ultimately going to put together. And what I would ask you, sir, is what do you think the vibe and narrative will be?
I mean,
a mixture of both those
real
things?
quick, when she says that, what does she mean? Is it like, like, yo, Jenna, like, tell us about your like history, like your career path, like any advice you have?
I don't know, maybe. Or I think it's like this. I think generally speaking, she sees herself as a bright shining star.
Well, she's funnier than you.
Okay, well, she would agree with
arguably
you on
both
that.
of us.
She's a bright shining star in the Throwing Fits extended universe, and I think she sees this as an opportunity, as like an admitted, narcissist herself, to like, this is about me, not about Lawrence. Though she has a lot of funny stories about me that I'm sure she could tell.
And I think that a lot of it is going to be like, yo, Jenna, like, tell us about like, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be questions.
I was a fuck boy when we started dating, and there's like a lot of good.
That was the last time you flirted with someone.
Yeah, exactly. So like, there's stuff there. I mean, she's a very interesting person. Well, so like, am I going to get the right to run of show with you? Like, we thought about that?
Yeah, because I don't want to.
I can contribute.
I don't want
to always.
I don't want to. Yeah, for the first time, step into my world. I don't want to cross any lines or like put a foot in my mouth where she's going to like clam up or get caught off guard to the point where she's like not comfortable.
I don't think that would happen. I think it's more of like, are you not? I would like to not be fucking. Well, I guess I'm going to be insulted, but I would like to be insulted to a point, and then also I'm not trying to have my marriage implode on Mike, even though again
that's not going to happen.
I mean,
come on, I'm not going to fucking ask the real questions. But I'm going to be like, yo, like, okay, you're a dancer, you're a cheerleader, dancer,
a silver dancer for the San Antonio Spurs, a 2-time NBA champion.
Can I say what?
What do you just say? What are you going to say? Sure.
Like, could a question like, were you piped down by any of the Spurs? Like, is that an appropriate question? Like,
no, it's not. I mean, I know the answer, so I guess do
you?
So the question is like, how would you feel asking that question?
I feel great.
I mean, the answer is no. And also, I don't want to. I guess.
Why are you speaking for your wife, sir?
I guess the truth will come out one way or another. I guess it's like how hard are you going to go as the host?
I think it's like, what is Lawrence's best quality as a husband, worst quality as a husband?
Okay,
and that'll speak to
again,
both, like,
but that's about me.
But we'll speak to your union, and it's like, what's your best quality, worst quality as a wife?
Are you going to be? Am I going to be asked questions about like her?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'll just be doing my normal thing where I just lob some bombs and kind of like
you'll probably be on Twitter
stand
like
up for myself. Fuck you, dude. That'll be fun. That'll be exciting.
Comments on your IG. I don't know, man. Like,
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good either way.
It's gonna be fucking.
It'll
fire.
be worth the price of admission.
Okay, here's what's gonna happen. She and I are gonna communicate. off to the side.
Yeah.
And like what happens with a lot of guys is like, hey, like how do you want to approach this?
Oh, and I will not be involved in that process?
Yeah, just like normal.
Okay. All right. Damn. Like, what is
like,
off limits?
I'll be like, hey, Lawrence, so Jenna doesn't want to talk about this, this, and this, but she does want to talk about this.
Sure. Okay.
And the afters are going to talk about, I don't know.
Oh, are we going to do a full, so how is this going to work? Is it going to be a full run of show with an afters?
Like, can we talk about?
Probably, I don't know. Well,
like, there's stuff you openly talk about on pod here
because you'll never
that doesn't translate to.
Well, I think if you would ask her, like, what is his worst quality, she'll be like him fucking like being addicted to smoking and like never being able to not blast a dart if there's a dart to be blasted. You know, I don't know. We'll have to. Maybe we might have to commune on the side.
Yo, this is the first.
Oh no,
Lawrence.
I see the wheels fucking spinning. I'm so what.
Am I going to have to ask you if there's anything off limits, or are you going to have to prefer upon Chef any timestamps to cut?
Interesting. Yeah, maybe you and I might have to have a tribunal behind closed doors beforehand and be like, yo, A, B, and C, like the real shit. I don't know. Because I'm pretty much listen, I'm an open book when I know that she's not fucking listening.
Yeah,
it's like
you're an open book when that motherfucker's illiterate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. I would say
I'm so excited.
I would say
I'm so excited. And then what's the $25,000 month tier going to be? We got to.
I don't know, fucking pay for my legal fees to help me get divorced. I don't know, not to cover it. I don't know. It's going to be fun. I guess we've not done a ton of marketing for this. I don't know if we will moving forward. Consider this like the kind of, hopefully, if you didn't know this was happening or you kind of didn't give a fuck, hopefully you're more excited now because this will be happening and will presumably replace the boys only for that week. So that'll be
here's my prediction is that I think that, yes, she's going to be the boys only episode because this is only for the best friends behind the paywall.
Right. This will never be free.
I think that
imagine it's going to be a Patreon preview for like Larry versus wife. Like
celebrity boxing match.
Oh my God.
I think that my prediction is Jenna her star is going to fucking rise even higher.
Impossible.
Because if you don't follow her on any socials,
I guess
she's a goddamn delight. She's a goddamn delight in real life, period. And I bet people are going to be like, yo, anytime like you're out sick or whatever, people are going to be like, yo, Jenna.
What am I out sick, bro?
Jenna, lung cancer. Jenna.
Jesus Christ.
Start a podcast. People are going to fall in love with her because she is quick, sharp.
The new Wild
witty.
Till 9, me and JB, I could fucking leave your ass in the dust.
Oh, please, bro. I'll EP from the back.
Yeah, honestly. You could finally do what you were meant to do, which is just master puppeteer. Pull all the strings.
Hand to both your asses.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
Like goddamn Jim Henson.
You want to talk about being a guest at a wedding? You want to talk about the Homer visit? Which one do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about how was...
one more.
Do we?
Yeah.
Damn, should I just tell the one story that I wanted to tell about what it like?
Yeah, okay. As an example of like something that I'm going to ask Jenna is like, Jenna, you were recently at a wedding, which is happening tomorrow, right?
Saturday.
What's Lawrence like when he's meant to be on his best behavior?
Right. I typically have one rule when I go to a wedding, which is don't piss off Jenna. And
how's that working out for you?
Not great. I'm pretty much my shooting percentage from the field on that is pretty bad.
You're no Tony Parker.
It's Shaq from 3. It's Shaq from the free throw line. This is just one thing that I was thinking about because we were going to talk about wedding shit and like do's and don'ts or whatever. Jen and I were at a wedding for a friend of ours who I won't put on blast. And it was a beautiful wedding and it was a great time. It was an open bar and I was getting shit faced and I was blasting darts. And I was doing cocaine.
When was this?
Secretly. When was this?
How many years ago?
I don't know. Maybe before COVID.
2 years ago.
And so I was secretly, and I will say that we were having a great time.
Oh, I remember this one.
Yes, we were having a great time.
Next week's guest, Rob McMillan, was there.
Yes, he was. Yeah. Rob was there. Yeah. Yes. And so I was secretly like doing cocaine because that's one thing where like Jenna will be mad at me blowing a dart, but like you can't just be. My wife, no drug policy, right? Like, you can't be doing that. So, I was at a wedding.
No hard drugs.
Yeah, right. She smoked weed before, obviously. So, I was at a wedding, and I was getting out of pocket.
Oh, that's her own policy for herself, not for you.
And for me, just because she's like, I don't want you to do that. Like, if she could have her druthers, right?
I guess that's a question for her. Why don't you want Lawrence to do cocaine?
So anyway, I was doing some key bums, doing a little gummies, having a great time.
Well, you had to be an interesting wedding guest.
And I hope she's not mad that I'm saying this anyway. She'll never listen. And
you're on your fucking Wolf of Wall Street.
Well, no. So it was funny because while I was partying and doing things that I knew were going to be a problem for her, at the same time, I was fucking looking dapper. I was killing it on the dance floor. I was being a fucking, the ideal fucking wedding guest and date where we were dancing on the dance floor, and I guess that she was so.
Also, this is your person. Yo,
this is my
I was doing drugs off to the side. It just so also happened that I was fucking looking handsome.
I was
All
killing it.
my business plan was making sense.
Pitching people on mad
My
fucking decks.
screenplay was fucking getting written right then and there.
So we're dancing, and she's just clearly overcome by her love and adoration for me that she comes in for a smooch. She immediately pulls away and goes, "What the fuck?" And I was like, shit. So in my mind, I'm immediately processing everything. I'm just like, I have to tell her. I can't lie.
At 10x speed.
I was like, yes, exactly. Yo, it was my Pentium was fucking overheating, dude. This shit was smoking.
Doom, doom, doom.
So I just basically, and Jenna, because she's such a fucking good, wonderful person, who's not a fucking degenerate like you or myself, she had never done cocaine in her life. And not that she did it then, obviously, but I immediately just came out and came clean. And to say that things took a turn for the worse would be an understatement. And the kind of punchline of this is, she storms off the dance floor and goes to our table where dinner was just being served. And I'm like following her, being
no,
like,
I'm not hungry.
and I'm thinking, I'm like, what's the excuse? It's a wedding. It's a one-time thing. It's a special occasion, whatever.
We never go to weddings.
Right. So we were sitting down, and all our friends are at the table that we're at. And she's
Wait,
like,
so did she immediately know, or did you?
no, I came clean. I was like,
Okay.
okay, so I was like, what you just tasted was.
I can't believe that was her first time. Or
Well,
no, it's not. It's not. Sorry, it's not that I can't believe that's how she experienced it for the first
but I
time.
wouldn't even. But I would say that I don't even think. Yes, right. Experience. I wouldn't say that she didn't. Nothing.
Yes. She can never work for the CIA, bro.
So we sit down, and she's like pretty livid and pissed off. And
her
reaction.
Nah, she tweaking.
Her way to deal with this was to take my margarita that I was drinking and just pours it all over my steak that had just been served to me as a kind of way of her and that's fair retribution to some degree.
And you're like, joke's on you, honey. I'm not even hungry.
Well, yes, but the punchline there was that my Julian, my buddy Jules, who was there, he goes, "Well, how's he gonna sober up now? He can't fucking. There's no fucking food.
You gotta drink the steak."
Yeah, exactly. It was a sloppy steak.
You want a steak and a margarita?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just whatever,
Sure,
dude.
sure.
It was an open
wedding.
It's an open bar.
Weddings are like airports. There's no rules, right? You can fucking drink a beer at 7 a.m. You can eat chips on the floor.
And while the rest of the night was me trying to claw back into any semblance of her good graces, we were out to dinner recently. Oh, with our friends that are getting married tomorrow, ironically enough, and we retold this story. So I'm assuming she's okay.
What
with
is
me
dinner
telling
but a podcast? You know?
Yeah, but a podcast that's not recorded. And I think we use the same joke about haircuts with Rob. We have limited bits. Yeah. Anyway, that kind of dynamic, me fucking up and disappointing her,
That's the wedding.
and her raging on me. No, I think can sometimes be the cruising altitude at worst, at our worst. So there will be, I think, a lot of kind of that stuff to explore when we do the Jenna pod.
Can't fucking wait.
Yeah. Anyways, that's a little appetizer, I guess.
Wait. Was the last time she was mad at you when you got your ear pierced?
No, I mean that wasn't really
when
mad.
She
that was more of her laughing in my face.
When you had to tell her that you were going to get your ear pierced. She was
and we talked about that reaction. Yeah, I mean, listen.
How's your first week been as an earring guy?
Oh, I love it, dude. I'm getting fucking amazing. I'm getting so many compliments, dude. I'm really.
People
what about
notice
you?
it?
I mean, I'm actively showing people. It's not like people
Wait,
on the
what
street.
do you like? Okay, so
I
meet you. What are you doing?
No, well, I mean, just a little. What's that on the floor? Something. Just trying to hit the light. Get it.
Sorry, let me take my ear pods out.
No, I got lunch. Oh, before we got drinks in Nolita, I got lunch with a buddy, and he was just laughing in my face. He couldn't believe it.
To you, that's attention, so it counts.
Yeah. I'm not, and that to me didn't even feel like hating. But no, I went to a dinner party after I got a pierce where a bunch of friends saw it for the first time. Great feedback, just across the board. What about you? How you doing? Are you taking care of it? You're doing all the stuff, right? Not to be your dad on mic, but
I didn't do it the first night. I didn't spray the shit. The next morning I didn't do it, but ever since that, I've been spraying like 3 or 4 times a day. My shit is more like 3D than yours, so it gets snagged on my fucking t-shirts when I'm taking them off
That's
all the time.
It hurts.
It hurts like a
right?
motherfucker.
My shit keeps like rotating, and I remember they're like, don't like turn it. Like obviously, if it's like
really, I was told to turn it.
oh, to actively turn it.
If it's like out of
Yeah.
fucking whack.
Well, what do you mean? Just like if it's vertical, it needs
My
to be
shit-
horizontal.
Yeah, exactly. So I just like correct.
But if your shit was vertical, it wouldn't look wrong. Mine, the snake, like I feel like it needs to point a certain way, or it looks
yeah, I don't know. I mean, so okay. So
Anyway,
the reason why I ask is that I went to the Frank Ocean jewelry store, Homer.
yeah.
Today.
How was that?
at,
You made an appointment.
Well, when he first announced it, I was like, "Yo, let me just make an appointment. I want the catalog. Let me make an appointment. Just like."
Oh,
do
did you
it
get the
and
catalog?
see. You can't get You can only get a catalog with purchase when you're there.
Oh, that sucks.
I think I signed up for it, but I don't know if they're like actually mailing them out because I'm sure they got like fucking flooded with it. They're whatever. I'll get into it. And when I was there, I was like, oh.
Were there other people there, or was it like really one-on-one? Like,
There were like 3 or 4 people there. So it's okay. It's at this like mall where it's on Bowery and Canal essentially.
Yeah.
And you walk in and there's like stalls, right? So it's very Diamond District.
sure.
It's kind of like in the jewelry section of Canal Street, Chinatown. And there's multiple stalls. And I walked into like the wrong door, even though they all bring you into like the mall. It's 70, 72, 74. I walked in 70. If you walked in 72, it's right there. I walked in 70, and I'm like walking around. I'm like, where the fuck? Like, where's Homer? Like, is it gonna be like behind some hidden panel or some shit? It's all just fucking, Goombas and tourists, and,
Right.
And like your typical like Chinatown jewelry spot. And like walking around, and then finally I'm like, oh. Those people are the only people wearing masks.
That must be.
Let me go see what's. Oh, this is Homer. Okay,
got it,
all
got
right.
it, got it.
And it's literally just like the exact same shit as
kiosk or whatever.
any other fucking stall kiosk in the mall. It's just that there's fucking hype beasts here, right? And there's like very fashiony, cool people. Like only 2 or 3 working. And the only place surrounded by security guards.
Oh, sure, because it's. Because famous people are.
Yeah, and there's like they had a necklace for like 1.3 million.
Oh, right,
like,
yeah.
And it's all like right there, right? Now and people are like trying shit on. I was like, yo, what's stopping them from just like running out? And it's like, oh, the one entrance 72 does have 2 security guards standing in the vestibule. They will fucking kill you if you try to run out with it. I mean, I went there.
No expectations.
I got a fucking email, like a Google reminder today, just being like, you have an appointment. I was like, oh shit, what do I do? So I texted Mark Sabino, who I saw had been there. I was like, bro, like, what do you do there? And he's like, oh, you just like
browse.
You just like browse. You talk to the people, like they're very chill. He's like, why are you going? Are you gonna cop something? I'm like, no. He's like, what's the fit? Because you might see Frank. I'm like, oh, I might see Frank.
Wait, really?
I was like, so now my main purpose is to go. If I see Frank, I'm gonna offer up my mouth and be like, bro, if you want to fucking abscond to like some Greek island no one's ever heard of, like, I'm down.
As like you being his fuck toy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
My mouth,
fucking,
my ass, his house,
are you
his mouth, whatever.
Are you a big Frank fan?
No. Yes, the music, but like again, not like a Frank head. He's no MF Doom, but like again, the whole fucking
rapper. So
the whole fucking thing. Yes, I would absolutely.
I think he's one of the. This is maybe me simping a bit, even though this doesn't need a qualifier. I really do think that he is that talented. Like the music is that good, and he's that cool of a guy.
Yeah.
Like the whole lifestyle. I think he's, and of course he's gorgeous, right? He's beautiful.
Yeah, and like obviously I wasn't the only one there. That was just fucking there to like try and have sex with Frank Ocean. Like I was there with a few other stands, and one of them like bought something.
Really?
Which is crazy.
What's the cheapest shit there?
The cheapest shit is earrings, and of course I had to ask about the earrings. So I was like, oh, how much is are the earrings? Because I have one, and I was like, do you do any singles or is it all in pairs? Because I only have a single.
Right,
and like, no, it's all in pairs. $1,695
for earrings.
$1,695.
That's the cheapest stuff. There's no
Yeah.
$300 necklace.
No.
It's all like the enamel stuff is even like
That was the enamel with white gold.
Oh, damn.
Stud.
Crazy.
And like I didn't really ask about the fucking pendants because they were very like
They're cartoony, right?
they're cartoony. They're like
Yeah.
Murakami-y, and it's Frank Ocean. I assume trying to like build up this universe like character.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is like Starboy or whatever
Sure,
the fuck.
sure. Yeah, no, I got that vibe too for sure.
And you
It's a
can
branding
get, like,
choice for
you
sure.
can get like that character in multiple colors, multiple sizes across multiple like bracelet, pendant, earrings, whatever. So I was just kind of like. I was like, all right, well, I clearly can't afford or even want anything here.
Well, you could afford it, but it would just be like it would be a waste of money.
Yes. So I'm
'Cause
just
you don't
like,
really
walk
want it.
around and like try not to make an idiot
What was
of
the staff
myself.
like? Were they cool? Were they like cool, like downtowny?
There was a guy and a girl. The guy was a little like too cool for school. He wasn't like crazy fitted. It was like a white tee and like a plaid like short sleeve shirt over it. The girl had like some weird like. I mean, she was cool and very nice and very helpful, and she like brought stuff out for me and like gave me like a catalog to flip through. She had like a weird like she had cool like CDG pants on, I think a wife pleaser and like a weird like corset thing that kind of like hit her like bunching at the waist and then just like flowered out.
Okay. Sounds insane, but I'll take your word for it.
They were just not. They stuck out very much from like again like the fucking
normal fucking Goombas and fucking
the uncut
Jews.
gems.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, no Orthodox Jews. But some Stan, the guy that bought something and then he like got a catalog, was like, "Oh, thank you so much. I came over to wear this. By the way, how often does Frank come by?" And the cool girl who was very nice was like, "Oh, you know, he pops in from time to time.
Never.
He's a very mysterious and elusive guy. So, you know, he's like elusive. So I don't know if you're
Great boss.
see
Just
him.
never around.
Yeah.
Awesome.
If you're on the clock." I pulled up my phone because I was getting crazy texts. Like one of the group texts was popping off about like movies in 1994. I pulled up my phone, just like get it to stop buzzing, and immediately a security guard like runs up on me, like, "Yo, no pictures."
Yeah.
I'm like, "No, I'm not taking pictures."
Oh, you must have felt like a fucking loser.
Yeah, but I was like, "Yo, I'm not." Well, actually, yeah, because I was like, "No, I'm not taking any pictures."
It's a group chat. The group chat's going crazy. I got friends. I promise.
Yo, do you think Pulp Fiction was the dark culture was in 1994?
Wait, what was the 1994 discussion? I'm just curious. We're talking movies.
I don't know. I didn't really.
You were too busy shopping.
Oh, it was about is Tom Cruise, should he be put in the same conversations as guys like Jackie Chan when it comes to actors doing their own stunts?
That was the conversation?
That's how it started.
I mean, with all the Mission Impossibles, I would say, yeah. I mean,
He's done over 500 skydives. He's done like 1,700 motorcycle jumps or 700 motorcycle jumps or something like.
Right. I think that's different than, like, I guess when you categorize, action stars, like Tom Cruise is not like a martial artist, right? So like when you think of like just a stunt man,
but the Jackie
like
Chan
sacrificing his body, sure, but Jackie Chan's, it's a different thing for me in my mind.
Jackie Chan stunts are more like parkour than like martial arts. He would like jump from like a moving ferry to like a dock or some shit.
Tom Cruise, great runner, very fast.
Yeah, weird body.
Visceral.
But it was so we're in the longest
before.
longest stretch of our lifetimes, you and I, of not having a cruise movie.
Well, that's because they're filmed because of COVID and the new Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
And
then it became like, well, Top Gun's coming out soon, and then it became a conversation of like
Miles Teller.
Was Rain Man good?
Yes.
90s like Jerry Maguire good?
Yes.
Vanilla Sky 2, when the fuck is that happening? Anyway,
There's a Vanilla Sky 2?
No, people are like, should that happen?
Vanilla Sky's a good movie.
So I was like, all right, how can I kill time and like using my full 15 minutes? Because after like 3 minutes, I was like done, right?
It's a 15-minute appointment with the expectation that you browse.
Yeah, but they're like, people were like coming up and I was like, yo, is there a catalog I could take home? And
if you don't have an appointment, you could just walk in, because they're not buzzing you.
I think they're trying to keep it organized. And someone's like, again, the same stand was like, I saw that you guys are closed for all September. And like, no, we're not. We're just so booked up that we thought that we'd like leave some room open for walk-ins. I asked for a catalog. They gave me the one that was like fucking bound with like metal, like a binder, like a metal binder.
Not to take.
Not to take. They're like, you only get one with purchase. I was like, well, I'm not gonna buy a fucking, $4,000 bracelet
just to get a magazine.
The catalog had a lot of Frank.
Yeah.
In the marmot.
It's like a fashion magazine, right? Basically, the collector's
It's him and his boys like building shit.
More like a zine than
yeah.
The Prada collab stuff is all in there.
The Prada collab. So I was like, yo, when's the Prada Homer stuff coming out? She's like, September. It's coming in Anorak, some backpacks, and a belt.
Cool.
It's going to be at Homer, but you can't try it on, is one thing.
Okay, cool. Sick.
But she's like, no, but the Anoraks, small, medium, large. Like, you should know what's going on. Whatever. I fucking, clearly, this stuff was not for me. Frank Ocean did not take up my offer to use my mouth in any way he wanted.
Jesus Christ.
I'm walking to the 6 train. And I see New Top. And again, Lawrence, as we discussed last week, I might be a jewelry guy now.
Right.
I may be a fucking flashy foppy.
Did you pop in?
Popped in.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, what's up with the pinky rings?
Oh, that's the first thing. If it's not going to be a necklace.
I think a pinky ring is more entry than a necklace.
Yeah, I guess so. I would say a pinky ring is more entry level than an earring, too.
Really?
Yeah, dude. One is a body mod and one is a thing you can decide to wear or not.
So I'm talking to her, and I was like, I had some ideas, and
you want like a custom thing?
I guess. Well,
signet ring.
I started with nothing. I started with no knowledge. So I'm like, hey, if I want a pinky ring, what are my options? And she's like, well, it's any ring just shrunk down to your pinky. But I was like, all right, but what about signet rings? She's like, all right, here's what we got. I was like, what's customizable? Can you like put stone on them?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking, and this is gonna sound stupid saying out loud, and I know you're gonna make fun of me. Like, what if I did one that was like had a green stone on top for my Irish side, and then one with a red stone on top for my Japanese side?
That's kind of cool.
But 2 pinky rings, I don't know if that's too much.
2? Oh, that's what I see. You're saying. Oh, that's
Well, if I
seems like
if I had red and green side by side, it would look like a fucking stoplight, and also red and green just don't go together. You look like a Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, I feel like that conceptually speaking is almost like you diving headfirst into now being a jewelry guy when you got to even see if you like wearing one.
Yeah,
right?
green and gold go together. Red and gold go together. Red and green don't go together. So they're like, oh, you got to buy these stones, and you got to buy these fucking like minuscule stones because the signet ring is like so thin, you can't mount these stones.
Sure.
Blah blah blah. It's like, so what do people normally do? And like, well, they normally get like engravings on them.
Yeah, like your initials or whatever, or something. Shit, yeah. TF.
I pulled up the TF metal logo.
Oh, sick.
And I was like, could you do this?
Just the T and the F, obviously.
Just the T and the F. I was like, could you do this? And like, yeah. And I was like, could you do it on this kind of like subtle, simple signet ring? And like, we could, but it would be really small. Like, you wouldn't even see TF. And I was like, no, that's cool. I like that. Like,
you like that?
It's so small. Because I don't want to,
right. You don't want a
fucking,
championship ring.
Like a wise guy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, George
Then
Steinbrenner.
so then at a certain maybe 25Ks we get actually that's not enough.
Well, also
we get gold.
So I thought about that, and it's like I don't want to incentivize people to pay for the Patreon just for us to buy things.
Which is cool though if you guys are down, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. I mean that's why you pay for it anyway. But so I did the math. I picked out a pinky ring that I think we could both be on board with.
Sure.
To get TF engraved is like $75.
Okay.
The pinky ring.
Yeah, what's the damage?
Is sturdy enough where it's like not super. It's like more on the masculine side. It doesn't stand out, but it doesn't fucking like it's not unnoticeable. Is like $460.
That's not bad.
So total would be $535.
Right.
And I was like, do I get a discount for 2? And she's like, no, you're paying for you're paying for the gold.
weight of gold. Yeah. I guess.
I guess my question for you is: are you a signet ring guy?
Yeah, I would do it. I would just want to get it in platinum. Or white gold, only because I don't want to mix. I don't want to. Well, no, I don't want. No, platinum would be more expensive. I don't want to mix my metals.
You know, all your metals are on your left side, bro.
No, I think when people say, sure, that's fair, but I think like just generally speaking, you want all of the metals to be the same regardless. But like you wouldn't do then a gold earring on your other ear, even though it's separate. Right?
Sure.
So I think that's the same thought process with it. Either way, I am definitely down. If a signet ring is gonna make me feel half as good, a quarter as good as the fucking earring, yeah, of course I'm down. And that's not that bad as far as the damage on the
maybe
price.
we gotta like establish what the next milestone is, right? It's not gonna be. It should not be a Patreon tier.
No, that's not
just
fair.
buying stuff for ourselves.
Right.
It's gotta be like if we hit like
people don't like us that much.
If we hit like 36 million listeners at home, if we hit fucking 2 million downloads in
the next big
whatever.
brand deal, something like that.
Yeah, which who knows?
Cool.
Yeah, so that's my fucking visit to the Homer shop, which is still fire and like you should still go and it's fun and very like New York experience to go into.
I wonder if you could just like
jewelry
fucking
malls.
Walk in. I wonder if it's just like a walk-in thing and you could.
Seems like it. I mean, some dude walked in and just started like chopping it up, but I think he was homies with like the shop boy in the shop.
Because they would just kick you out maybe or be like, wait 5 minutes.
I think they just wouldn't like. You had to check in. They're like, "What's your name?"
Interesting.
So they checked me in, and then when the dude checked me in, and then he like ignored me because he's too cool for school. And the woman came over, and I was like, "Oh," she's like, "Did you check in?" I'm like, "Yeah," and she's like, "All right, cool, I got you." I think they just wouldn't give you any attention if you like actually wanted to buy some shit.
Oh, but if you just wanted to like see it for yourself, you could just browse.
Yeah, it's in a fucking public forum. You can just like walk by and walk up.
Maybe
to
that's
it,
the move. Maybe the next time I'm downtown, I might just pop in and see what's fucking good. Offer my mouth to Frank, my mouth and my ass, all my orifices.
Your ear hole, bro.
Yeah.
All 10 holes.
Jeez, all 11 now. All right.
Wait, 11.
Wasn't that the whole thing? We have 10. We just
we
got
have
11.
9. Now we got 10.
Oh, I'm thinking of the fair sex.
The
pee in the pussy hole.
Pee in the puss.
Yeah.
Okay, that is this week's Boys Only.
This has been Throwing Fits, the only podcast that matters. Oasis, Live Forever.
Absolutely fucking
Let's do it.